How do I ignore emails out of hours? Oh my. This is a big one. Basically, if I come back to something that you may have in an organisation, generally organisations have service level agreements. So if you've ever maybe sent a request to airline or a bank or something, and you've sent it electronically through one of the contact forms, you'll often get an automated message back that says, hey, we received your feedback, your advice, your comment, whatever it might be, and we will respond within 2 hours, 24 hours, 3 to 7 days, etc. Whatever that is, you need to set your own boundaries, your own sort of service level agreements. Now, this can be hard because sometimes the culture of the organisation you're in may dictate the fact that you're expected to be on call 24/7, which reality shouldn't be the case at all. So if you feel like there's an expectation that you're on all the time, one of the easiest things you can do is get together in your team. So if you have a team or you're part of a team, maybe at your next team meeting, bring it up and saying, hey, look, what are our expectations around looking out for emails after hours? You know, is there an expectation that if somebody sends an email after 5 o'clock at night, that they're doing that because that's convenient for them, but the expectation is that the person who receives it isn't expected to respond till after the new business day starts? What are the expectations? One of the challenges with emails is when we know the answer to something, or when it's our boss, a customer, etc., we sometimes feel compelled to respond straight away if we know the answer or if we feel we should be responding. We can take that stress off ourselves by actually having a conversation with somebody. So often if I'm talking to a client about a proposal I'm putting together, I'll make sure I'm clear with them and I'll say, is it okay if I get something across to you by next Wednesday? I've made expectations clear. They're not expecting something in the next half an hour, but they know they are going to get a response. So sometimes it's the clarity around understanding what other people's expectations are. Because, for example, if I send an email and I expect you're going to respond within 2 hours and you don't, if you're a supplier to me, I could start making a judgment. Did my email get through? Do you care about me? Have you gotten upset with me? Are you angry with me? All of these things start happening in the background and the brain is churning because you have no way of knowing what the situation is. One of the biggest challenges in business today is the fact that we don't communicate in the same way anymore. And when we don't communicate in a way that's clear and understandable, what ends up happening is we apply our own expectations, and often they're unrealistic. If we think we have to respond within 24 hours, we're putting ourselves under undue pressure, especially if the person doesn't expect or doesn't need the information for another week. So often with a client, when I do a proposal, I'll say, is next Wednesday okay? And they might come back to me and go, look, I've actually got a meeting this afternoon. Is it possible to get something today? In which case, I know what the expectations are and my potential client isn't disappointed because I've actually asked the question. So sometimes it's a matter of just having those conversations to work out what the expectations are. So some other ideas of how to ignore out of hours emails is by setting your own boundaries. So, for example, at the bottom in your email signature, if you're able to, you can choose to add in things like, if I'm receiving your email after hours, please note I won't respond until the next business day. Even something as simple as that just is an acknowledgement back to the sender to let them know that you will respond. That you will get back to them. And yes, you could do it as an out of office reply as well, or just in the footer of your email. I once liaised with somebody who only worked part-time, and in their footer it had, I only work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 10 till 3. Now, that meant that over time, communicating with that person, if I went to send them an email and I was replying to one of theirs, I saw in their footer their working hours, and it just reminded me, if I'm sending an email on Friday and I don't get a response to Tuesday, there's nothing to worry about because that person only works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So create expectations about your responsiveness and let other people know what to expect. Communicate clearly. So ignoring out-of-hours emails is around setting boundaries and communicating those boundaries and giving yourself permission to apply those boundaries. So is it hard? Yes. But so was getting to know how to work with emails when we first started working with them.